It's me again with Nero. It's been this morning. I've had rather what's become now a rather familiar challenge of capturing good video due to the persistently horrible weather that we're having. But it is winter, so really, what should I expect? Nero's going to come and knock over my camera now. Anyway, this morning it did seem particularly tough because I was having one of those moments where words were just not flowing, were they? At all. And sometimes I think it's because he's desperately trying to get the camera. Sometimes I think it's because my mind becomes like a whirlwind of tasks, ambitions, plans, causing basically a huge mental logjam. But once the essentials, like ensuring all the horses have their haylage, and we've set realistic plans for the day with Jodie and Frey today, I can pause for a minute, sort my thoughts out, and bring a little bit more structure to what I can share in these videos. It is a move from my usual sort of free-flowing style, but it's necessary at times to ensure a bit more clarity in getting across the message that I've got for you, particularly today. So keep watching to see what else has been going on the yard this morning. We have got a few little bits of video. Part of my distraction this morning was probably due to a mixture of emotions: gratitude, concern, and added determination. You may have seen my short video on Tuesday to let you know about our anonymous donor who's been such an incredible force behind all our fundraising efforts recently. And they'd been taken into hospital due to complications arising with COVID, which has been very, very worrying. Now, despite their illness, their spirit and complete commitment to our cause is really stronger than ever, and I was getting regular messages of support and encouragement despite how poorly they were themselves, which is a real testament to them. However, last night I got a message from a member of their family who had to take control of their communications, and they said to me that they were under strict instructions from our donor to get me to push towards exceeding our original goal of 20,000 on the GoFundMe by the deadline that they'd first given me of the 10th of January. Now, it's a target that clearly means a lot to them, and quite naturally it means a massive amount to us all here. And as I mentioned on the New Year's Day video, it's now not just about surviving winter, it's about ensuring that we've got the resources for some of the essential repair and maintenance work that there is to do on the farm. So I'm here, once again, out of my comfort zone, to ask for your continued support. And every contribution, as I've said before, big or small, whether it's a like, share, financial or otherwise, it brings us closer to honouring our donors' dedication to what we do here and surpassing our original goal. Now, in return, I can assure you the impact of what you do is going to be clearly visible, because our aim, all of us, is to share more footage showing you not just our horses, but the entire farm and all the wonderful animals that are benefiting from your generosity. It will take time, but we will do it. You have my word that we will continue to share the feel-good videos too, as the last thing I would personally want would be for any of you to feel that we are asking for your support in every single video that we post. Years ago, I made a commitment that the footage we share online would always be freely accessible to all. And our aim is to ensure that everybody irrespective of their financial situation, has the opportunity to experience and benefit from the content we offer in whatever way they can. Now, our hope is that the knowledge and insights that are gained by viewers will not only be beneficial for animals in the present, but also help maybe enhance understanding and care for animals, and obviously in particular Friesians, in the future. Now, this is a chance to continue our mission to uphold the vision that we all share for this sanctuary and this beautiful space that means so much to so many. So if I can ask you once again to visit our GoFundMe page, which is in the links, or even the PayPal link for those overseas that don't like to use GoFundMe, and contribute whatever you can. And for those who can't, your positive thoughts and well wishes for our donors' speedy recovery would mean the world to us, and obviously them. So let's make another push in honour of our donors' absolutely unwavering dedication. And if we can exceed the 20,000 on the GoFundMe by the 10th of January, I promise you now to take you out on a live hack on one of the girls or boys on the 11th of January, weather permitting, but I will definitely take you out for a live hack. So thank you for your continued support and belief in our mission, and sorry that Nero's not entertaining everybody this time by coming along and messing with my bobble hat. You can see Hannes in the background there, who's very tired. It was a tough night out for him last night, and we've got the other boys here just having a little rest. Keep watching, and there's a little bit more of what's been going on this morning here at the yard. Morning everyone. Even more rain last night, and I believe it's going to be nicer from the weekend. Frey and I are down in the field, the very wet, slippery, muddy field with the boys. We're going to bring them all in today. It's a daily task bringing them in, giving them a bit of a pamper, sorting their legs out, and just generally looking after them. I've got Angel Eyes here and Nero, and then Frey is behind with Obi-Wan, little Mr. Weirdo, bringing him up the road. A couple of them did come in yesterday. We had a busy one with Chris, our farrier here, doing some shoeing, and I've got some news on Mabel that I'll share with you. Chris is going to do some extra work to help her with her healing of her fracture in her foot. He's going to be doing that on Monday, so again I'll bring you more video of that. But we'll get these two. He's just having a little dance because he can hear a quad bike coming up behind him. But he's very good. Even being led along with Hannes here. Excuse the state of Hannes's head collar. He's got one of the old ones on today. Then we've got over there Poitsy Poitsy with his little buddy Jubbers. They're all stood there at the tie-ups waiting to have their legs washed down. Meanwhile, Frey's got Annie in. You having extra scratches?
Then we have to put her outdoor coat up.
Yeah, because she did go out first thing just in her pyjamas, didn't you, darling?
Or she'll like rub on rocks and like make holes in her rug.
Yeah, she does. Need to clean your eyes up. Anya always gets very crusty eyes, very grubby eyes. She has done all her life. So that's another little daily task, is cleaning up her eyes, but we'll get a nice clean sponge to do that. Meanwhile, Hidder's in here. He had a night in because he gets tired. And he's Mabel sitting at the moment. You can just see her over the top there. I'm going to get back to clean these boys up. And look, we've even got little Muddy Princicle, who's joined on the yard again, as usual, just to have the company of all the others. And you're going to need a clean up at some point as well. but you do love the mud, don't you? Annie just went walkabouts with Prince, who was leading her off all sorts of places. I don't know where he's taking her now, but she seems quite keen to follow him. They're probably both going to go out, poo outside the friendship barn, which is what they like to do, just to give us extra work. That's it, they're off. Where are they going? I think they're sneaking round to the hay hole. Yep, they've snuck back round to go and get haylage. No, they've decided they want to come and stand in the dry. I don't blame them, because it is disgusting. It's a real catch-22 at this time of year, because I'm a great believer the horses are better out and about and moving and as natural as possible. But when we do get the extremes of weather like this, like we've had over the last few weeks, it would be really nice if we had a space, an indoor space, where we could put them all, just for the odd night. So that is all part of the dream, and we will achieve it one day, I'm determined. But for now, we just deal with the mud. They've had their wash down, and I've put them in this turnout. And Nero, he's having a lovely roll in the rain, in the wood chip. That's Obi-Wan. And I've just got little Angel Eyes who's going to join them now, and that white around his eye is his cream that he has on to keep his skin around his eye nice and supple. Nero on the right there, and Angel Eyes are sharing nicely from the hay bar. Meanwhile, Obi has decided that he wants to hog both the hay balls I've put out here. You're not sharing them, because when they're in a smaller space like this, sometimes they can get a little bit cross with each other, especially if there's food involved, which is why I put the 2 hay balls out here and the haylage in the hay bar, so that they could all have a little bit of space from each other. But fortunately these two are sharing nicely. So although they've got the nice stone now down by their ring feeder, it's good for them when it's so wet to just come in and stand in a slightly drier area that we've got here, because that field that I've got the boys in this winter isn't one, if you've seen one of the earlier videos, you'll know that it's not one that I generally use over winter, because it doesn't drain as well as the big field where all the girls and Hidda are. In that field, because there's such a good covering of grass and it drains so well, they've got areas where they can go and stand where the grass is long enough that it actually doesn't get boggy. Whereas unfortunately in the boys' field, it is just disgusting right now, as you saw earlier. This is our very shabby hay trolley that we need to replace. Another little maintenance job, never a 5-minute job. And sometimes I wonder why I never get round to working horses on a day. This is our haylage trolley that I'd done some amendments to last year, but it's all falling apart again, so I'm just trying to repair it before I get the next bale of haylage in. All good fun. Little Floppy Doo's gone to bed. Frey's made him a lovely soft fluffy surface to lie in, and that little bottom lip is coming out. He's having a nice snooze. So although he had a night in, he's going to stay in for the rest of the day, and then he'll swap over with Renska so that she can come in for a rest. Now they've had a swap around up there. Annie's over sharing at the hay bar with Obi-Wan, and Angel Eyes and Nero have gone back to the hay balls. You can see there Iceman and Veebs tucking into the new bale of haylage that I've just taken out to them. They're getting through a bale in about 4 days at the moment, and unfortunately, because it's getting so wet, there's quite a lot of wastage, because what sits at the bottom ends up getting a bit warm and sweaty, and then they don't want to eat it quite rightly. And the rain keeps coming. When you get extremes of weather like this and everything seems like such hard work through the winter, you do begin to think that it will never get better. And every year I say, I can't possibly go through another winter like this with the facilities the way that they are. But it's only for a small part of the year, really, in the whole scheme of things. And then spring and summer will come around, and then we'll be even more grateful for where we live and what we have here. The horses will be happier, they'll be drier. Won't you, Annie? Eh? Have you finished stealing all their haylage? And then we will be truly living the dream. But it's just part of life here. And, you know, we never want to moan about it, because, you know, it's still incredibly beautiful and wonderful. And it does, when you get weather like this, it does just make you appreciate what you've got even more. You still here, eh? Hello, Maybelline. Annie's clearly already spotted the fact that there's a new bale of haylage in the hay hole, and she's gone to this in preference to sharing and stealing the boys' haylage, because she's got a whole bale to herself there. There's Jodie with Doubtson on the left, and Niki News, and Jim and Nell accompanying her, as they do everywhere. It's stopped raining.
Oh no, it's amazing. The
Yeah.
sun even came up for about 5 seconds.
So it's good to have Jodie back, because she's been poorly with one of these horrible winter bugs going round. Now she's got the nice task of cleaning these two up.